crystals are getting white on them instead of purple.
All right.
And then about 3 years ago,
Yes.
I looked in my backyard, cleaning up the bushes and stuff, and there was a very large quartz crystal there that I didn't own, had never been there before, and then a smaller one that looked like it fell off of that.
Yes.
Where did that come from and why?
Well, first of all, have you heard us talk about the concept of permission slips?
No.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes?
All right. Are you sure?
Positive.
All right. All objects, all tools, all rituals, all techniques are permission slips you attract yourself to because they are representative of something within your belief system that says that if you use this tool, technique, ritual, or object, you will then be more likely to allow yourself to give yourself permission to be more of who you are.
Okay.
The things themselves don't really do anything. They are simply reflective of something within your belief system that says that now that you have this object, this tool, this technique, this ritual, now it's possible for you to shift your belief system and allow yourself to experience something you didn't believe you were capable of experiencing previously to the attraction of that particular permission slip. So the crystals for you are functioning as a reflective permission slip to reflect to you the changes, the shifts going on in frequency within your own consciousness, which is translating as shifts in color vibrations within the crystals. And also shifts in your consciousness that are big enough, abrupt enough, that you can actually begin to manifest things in your reality that weren't there before.
Well, that's exciting.
It is.
So I keep them in my bedroom.
Oh, all right.
But I don't know what to do with them. Just let them be.
You are already doing what you need to do with them.
I'm here.
Just by being attracted to them.
Okay.
They are the permission slips that you say work for you now. If suddenly you are attracted to something else, then that at that moment will be the permission slip that works best for you. So just follow it.
Thank you.
But remember, every single permission slip you attract in your life is simply for the ultimate purpose of reminding you that you are the ultimate permission slip. You're the one giving yourself permission to change and be more of who you are. And therefore, ultimately, you will not necessarily need the permission slips that you're attracting right now. You will understand how to get into the state that you need to get into, and you will simply give yourself permission to do so without necessarily needing an outside object, tool, technique, or ritual to do so.
Excellent.
This is what teachers do. This is what reflections are for, to remind you that you're the one that's initiating the experience anyway. And all of these things are just outer projections and outer reflections of what's going on in your own consciousness. All objects, all tools, all techniques, all rituals. We reinforce the sentence that way because we know that inevitably someone will come up and go, "What about astrology?
I've been there
What
too.
about tarot card reading?"
Right.
And then we will be saying one more time, all tools, all. You get the point.
I look at them as a gift.
They
just
are a
appeared,
gift.
so.
They are a gift you give yourself to make it easier within your belief system to change your belief system. And so that is an absolute gift that you're giving to yourself. So bravo or brava and congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Hello, Bashar.
I know you. Good day.
I've got questions and statements. I'd like to give it all to you at once.
Well, all right.
Okay, my job is I'm an architect, and I've recently started incorporating the phi ratio into some of my projects.
All right.
The project I finished had to enclose part of the structure, and there were 6 rectangular voids, all conforming to the phi ratio.
Okay.
And when I left the project, I thought, how does that affect the person who lives in that house now? They're not really interested in this kind of thing. They thought they looked nice, but that was as far as it went. So
Yeah.
so then I moved on to my next project. Is I'm converting a small room into a meditation space.
All right.
And I thought about making a crystal model of Stonehenge, which is something you talked about.
Yes.
And then I began to think about where would I put this in the room. And then I was thinking, do I tie that in with the phi ratio? And I didn't really know where to start. And there's possibly an exciting project building my own home. And I thought of ideas such as burying crystals in a hexagon in the concrete or something like that.
Oh,
so
all right,
I'm
something like that.
Yeah. Now I also paint. When I paint, I don't have any problem plugging into my intuition and running with that. But when I work, I tend to start with technical information, regulations, and I may overlay my intuition on top of that.
Oh, all right.
So I have no idea really where to start with applying sacred geometry into these real-life projects.
But that's not true. You have already done it in a project that you described up front.
I have, but I don't understand the effect that has on me, on clients.
Do you need to?
I may have an infinite number of ideas, and which one do I incorporate?
How about all of them?
It becomes fantastically complex.
Yes. You mean like creation? Creation is fantastically complex, but it's based on very simple principles. And therefore, if you just start with the simple principles, whatever degree of complexity results from where you start and how you start will be the degree of complexity that needs to occur in that particular project. It will show you when it's done. And the people that are attracted to those projects don't have to consciously understand why they're attracted to them. But if they are attracted to them, then some part of them understands why they are attracted to them. So if you've created a project to be representative of those ratios, and some part of them needs to be exposed to spaces that represent those ratios, then whether they know it consciously or not, they will attract themselves to those spaces that you have created that are representative of those ratios. Because those ratios will create harmonic, vibrational chambers that resonate energy in a certain way, and that may be what they need, whether they, again, consciously knew that or not when they attracted themselves to the project. You don't have to know all the details to understand that as long as you are following your intuition and doing what excites you, then there will be someone who will get an advantage out of it, even if they don't understand how they're getting an advantage out of it. What difference does it make? You don't have to know that. You only have to know what it is you prefer to do and do it in the way that is most exciting for you. And then go on to the next thing. Yes? No?
It's confusing.
Why? What's confusing about it?
The confusing
What
part
are you
is
choosing to be confused about? And by the way, when you said I tend to do this, nonsense. You choose to do things. If you say I tend to do it, you're saying it's out of my control. But if you take the responsibility and say, even if it's something I don't prefer, I chose to do it, then that gives you the control to change it. Whereas if you say, I just tend to do it, you have no control to change it. You understand? So at least take the responsibility when you notice a tendency of acknowledging that it's actually a choice. Yes? Even if it's an unconscious choice. It's a choice. Because if you don't make it a choice, you can't do anything about changing it. Does that make sense? I guess not.
My mind is running while you're talking. I'm thinking about something else. And
all right. So what you're saying, in other words, is that you're not actually paying attention.
No, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. What occurred to me is that when I paint, there was a point at which when I was
Yes.
developing as an artist,
Yes.
something inside of me would say, okay, that's enough, stop painting, you've finished.
Yes.
So I need to learn to apply that to these.
And what is it within your belief system that prevents you from applying that? What makes it different than the painting to you?
Painting is simple, two-dimensional, quick and easy.
And what definitions do you have about the other form of art that makes it not seem that way? Because it's only your definitions that are making it seem difficult. There's no such thing as an inherently difficult situation. Only your definitions of the situation and your relationship to it allow you to experience it in a difficult way. So what definitions do you have that makes this difficult and this easy?
There's too much information to incorporate in a real-life project.
Then maybe you don't need to incorporate as much information as you think.
Okay.
Is that possible for you to wrap your mind around? You may not necessarily need as much information in the way you've been gathering it as you think. There may be other ways for the information to come to you when you need it, where you need it, and not necessarily have to go about getting that information the way you have been going about getting it. That may be what's causing the confusion, is your style of what you think you have to know instead of allowing yourself to know what you need to know when you need to know it. What about that?
I think I'm there. I'm not far away.
May I make an observation?
Yes.
You think too much.
That's fine.
You're overthinking things. You don't need to know as much as you think you do to do something. Start simply. How about that? Go back to basics with your architecture. Start simply and stay simple for a while and see if information starts coming to you in a different way that seems more clarifying.
Okay.
Change your technique of approach to architecture in the same way you approach the idea of your painting and see what happens.
Okay, I understand that.
All right.
How does this relate to the last lady's question? You said there's a point at which these things no longer become necessary or relevant.
Yes.
So that could mean it's no longer necessary or relevant for me to do any of this. That people can
maybe, if it's not exciting to you, at least if it's not exciting in the way you're doing it, there may be a way that's more exciting to do it. Or if you make an honest assessment that this thing itself is not representative of your highest excitement, then by all means, do what is. The other thing you learn by following your excitement is that sometimes you will be brought back to a thing you may be doing now, but by following your excitement, because remember I said one of the tools is that all excitement is connected to all expressions of excitement. So if there is something about this that could excite you more, by following whatever is more exciting now, it is connected to that and will bring you back to that, but will bring you back to that from a more exciting direction.
Yeah, I understand. Yep.
Because it's a holistic system, not really a collection of parts. That's just an illusion.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
All right, let it sink in.
Okay, the gentleman next to me asked a quick question. Can I ask that for him?
Which would be what?
Can you give an update on when we're all likely to know that there is life elsewhere?
Well, as we said, it's still most likely between this year and your year of 2017. Okay. But what we are talking about is simply the idea that you will have proof that life can exist elsewhere. It may come in a form you don't necessarily expect, and it may not necessarily mean that you're looking at UFOs landing everywhere. It simply means you will know for a fact that life exists elsewhere other than your planet. And this may be one of the things that will begin to make itself evident somewhere around the fall of 2016, give or take.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Bashar.
And good day to you.
I'm equal parts excited.
Speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to share.
I am so excited right now.
Oh, all right, thank you. Yes, I know. And other versions of me in other realities are answering them.
And thank you for
But
all
we'll
those
see
answers.
what's relevant for this particular version of you.
My challenge is symbolism.
Symbolism.
Yes.
All right, well, that's a big subject since every single thing in your physical reality is a symbol of an aspect of your consciousness. But by all means, do proceed.
I see every song that I hear on the radio as a conversation I'm having with my higher self.
Yes.
Then
those are your permission slips.
My permission slips are everywhere. It's
Yes,
every
of course
moment
they are.
I have is symbolic to me of something. But there's this key log that's clogging up my river that I haven't been able to understand.
Clogging up your river. All right.
Yes, sir. I've had so much pain for the last 10 years.
What type?
Physical pain, chronic pain.
Of what?
I had my groin crushed from the inside.
How exciting.
It was the most painful gift, the most excitingly horrible gift I've ever been given. It was wonderful.
All right.
I think that it's
still this persists?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to be so formal. You don't have to call us sir.
I see it as this perfect experience.
How has it served you to have this experience? What has it led you to that you might otherwise not have experienced had it not occurred?
It's led me to a million questions about myself and about the nature of personal reality.
All right.
I see myself as everything else having the experience of God. And I'm God expressing Himself through this experience.
May I ask you a question?
Please do.
Do you believe that you need to continue the experience in this way in order to learn what you need to learn?
I do not think that I need to continue the pain.
Stop. Let's do that one more time, because that's not what I asked you.
I don't think I need the experience.
That's not what I asked you.
Please repeat the question.
And therein in your answer lies your answer. I asked you if you believed you needed to continue this experience in order to learn what you need to learn. And you said, I don't think I do. Or I think I don't need it. You didn't say you believed. Or you knew that you didn't need it. Big difference.
That's a huge difference.
So, that is your key right there to explore what is it within your belief system says that without this, I will not receive what I need. You need to spend some time exploring your belief system to find out the belief itself, which is far different than what you think or feel.
That's my hurdle. That's my challenge that I've come to you with.
All right. And remember, there is yet another level above and beyond the belief that is knowing. It is important for you to get to the point where you know it's true, that you don't need this physical experience that way in order to receive what you need. You have to know it. And when you know something to be true, it's way more powerful even than belief, because knowing and action are synonymous. If I asked you to walk across the room, you wouldn't stand there and go, well, I believe I can. Let me see. Do I think I can walk across the room? Well, I feel like I can. You would just walk. You wouldn't even have the dialogue because you know that you can walk across the room. So you don't even question it. Knowing and action are synonymous. So when you know you don't need this, you will act like you know you don't need it. And when you truly, in your behavior, show that you don't need it, you won't need it.
I feel that exact same way. I felt that when I walked in the room.
All
and
right.
I feel like I'm my own worst enemy, but I'm also my own best friend.
Absolutely.
It's a gift I've given myself.
You contain the polarity. Nevertheless, you need to explore deeply and honestly within yourself what the negative belief system is that is allowing you to believe that you must experience the pain, that you must suffer in order to know what it is you need to know, because you don't need to suffer to know what it is you need to know. So You must find out what that belief is that says that you do.
Suffering is a choice, and
Yes,
I'm
it is.
very aware that a part of my higher brain, my higher consciousness, is choosing this.
No.
But this,
No.
I'm choosing this.
Yes, you are.
How can I stop
The
choosing
higher
this?
mind is only letting you know that it is a choice.
If I say I choose to stop doing this,
Yes.
how can I? It's as if I can't get out of my own way.
I understand. And the reason that you feel and experience that you can't get out of your own way is because you haven't found the belief yet. Please remember what we have said about negative beliefs. Negative beliefs will do everything in their power to maintain themselves, including hiding themselves as best as they can, so that you don't know that they're there, so that you don't understand that they are what is perpetuating the experience. They will make you think it's everything else. But what you really need is the willingness planet are afraid unconsciously to dig down that deep, because what they're afraid of is a product of the negative belief as well. And that is, the negative belief makes you believe that if you dig down to find the negative belief, that what you find out about yourself that's negative will actually be empirically true. And therefore you don't want to look, because you're afraid that if you find it, that's what you actually will find out about yourself, that that negative thing is actually true. I guarantee you it never will be. That's just the smoke and mirrors from the negative belief, doing everything in its power to prevent you from letting it go, because that's what it's designed to do.
I have a follow-up, if that's okay.
Yes.
I'm okay with anything that I could find inside of myself that I might be scared of. There's nothing that I would worry about.
And yet,
the part that I feel shame about is having the pain itself. I have 3 children.
and when
I
you
feel
let
shame.
that shame go, which is also a byproduct of fear, you're still dealing with negative energy when you experience shame,
I agree.
because you're saying, I'm less than, less worthy than. I'll just put it to you in this terminology. And perhaps you will see the irony in this to some degree.
Thank you.
You are suffering from a metaphysical malady that is common to many people on your planet exploring their spirituality. It's the malady that we have labeled, I should be better than this by now.
Yes, that's exactly it.
There is no such thing. No such thing.
It's a dichotomy. I feel like a perfect experience, but I feel like I should be better than I am. You're right.
Allow what is to be perfect, and you will use it up, and it will go away because you've used it. Deny that its existence belongs there, and it will remain forever.
Thank you for that.
You understand?
Yes.
Let go of that assumption that just because you're on a spiritual path, certain things shouldn't happen to me anymore. Nonsense. It's not about the fact that those things happen to you. What it's about is how you use them, how you respond to them. And yes, perhaps eventually it may be that those things don't manifest that way anymore. But while they do, there's a reason for it. If only that the reason is to demonstrate to you that you still react to the fact that it's there, which means you haven't changed. Because change is not about what changes on the outside in the physical realm. It's about how you change your response to what happens, even if it still looks the same. That's how you prove that you've changed, because it doesn't really matter how things look on the outside. You can get a positive and beneficial effect from anything, no matter how it looks, no matter how it's arranged. So when you really behave as if you know that, and let it be okay for what's happening to be there, then it won't stick around longer than the message it tends to deliver to you, because you'll be using it for the purpose it arrived instead of denying its existence. It shouldn't be here. Something's wrong. I should be better than this. I should be beyond this. All of that is pushing away the spring against the wall in the small room of the reality. And you know that when you try to shove a spring away, it has nowhere to go, and all it can do is spring back harder. Don't give it the energy. Say, oh, look, a spring. It must be there for a reason. What positive reason can I give for it being there? And when you do that, you will use it up as quickly as you can possibly use it up, and then it will turn into something else. So as long as you experience shame for anything that appears in your life, you're not getting the point of why it's there, because it's there to show you you still have a shame reaction. And that means you haven't changed. So why should it?
That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank you.
I love you, Bashar.
Our love to you as well. By the way, you will have some help with this tonight.
Thank you. Greetings, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Thank you. I want to share my experience, and then I want to take your perspective on this.
Yes.
And I have another question on regarding the higher self. So.
Yes. Keep it brief.
All right. So I had an experience with MDMA, known as a happy drug. But,
Yes. We understand.
Okay. So when I took it, I had experienced the time loop.
Yes.
And then the parallel reality that I keep repeating same time and situation over and over like a groundhog.
Nothing is exactly the same over and over again. Nothing.
Yes.
You're just assuming that it is, and therefore creating an experience as if it is, but it isn't.
Oh, okay. And I was able to observe myself.
Do you understand that what I said just went right over your head?
Yes. Uh-huh.
If you understand that nothing can ever actually be the same, then you're already halfway out of the loop.
And I went outside and looked up the sky. This is different. Looked up the sky, and I was seeing a huge UFO.
Yes.
And was it like hallucination, or was it something that I was perceiving because I was in some sort of different
Was it
frequency?
something that you were perceiving? Yes, obviously it was something you were perceiving. Sometimes the idea of altering your senses will allow you to see more deeply into other realities and see things that are around you all the time that are simply heretofore invisible to you, but now have become visible because of your altered state.
Is it something like your civilization can effortlessly do without, any help from?
Yes, because we have learned that once the teacher has taught you how to alter the state of your being, you can alter it yourself just by remembering what it felt like when you were altered. Then you're altered.
I see.
And you no longer need the teacher. It may feel a little bit different than it did before, but why should that matter? It will feel how it needs to feel for the relevant moment of that moment, but that doesn't mean you're not in the altered state you need to be in. Many people put too much about the label of, it has to feel the same way or it's not the same. Nothing is ever the same. Therefore, you can assume that you're in the correct altered state just by remembering the altered state the way it was, even if it doesn't feel the same. Why should it? You're not the same that you were back then. So why should the state feel identical? That would mean you hadn't changed.
I see.
Yes?
Yes.
This is also a lesson in how to apply new definitions to things.
All right. My next question is regarding higher self. I know, like everyone's always connected to the higher self and then the source. And
doesn't mean you have to permission slip for you at that moment. Understand that we're acting as a permission slip for you right now. You're all talking to your own higher selves when you talk to us. But you're using our consciousness as a mask to make it easier for you to imagine doing so. Surprise. It doesn't mean I'm not my own being, but when you are speaking with us and when we are answering you, you're actually getting communications from your own higher mind. This is one way you can do it, and we're happy to function as a permission slip for you, but understand that when you leave this conversation, you still have every single ability you have in this conversation to continue the conversation with your own higher mind, because you're talking to your higher mind right now. So don't make a difference where no difference needs to be made, and you won't experience a difference. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Is this addressing your situation?
Yes, because I always thought that, like, you know, if there is a way I could channel my higher self, just like Darryl's channeling your.
Well, you can do that if that is truly exciting and relevant for the path that you have chosen, although the idea of acting on your highest excitement will lead you to the best expression that is correct and relevant for you anyway, whatever that may be. Trust it in the way that it comes. If it doesn't come this way, then that may not be the way that's relevant for you, but it will come in whatever way that is. Remember that the most important way is simply applying it in your daily life in the most exciting way you can. That's the point of making the connection, bringing it down to earth.
I see.
Yes?
Yes.
All right.
And I have a funny question. I know a lot of us.
Funny question.
Yeah, I know a lot of us are probably thinking it because we're in Vegas.
Yes.
So how do we increase the odds to win the jackpot in the casino?
You increase the odds of probability for anything in your life by doing what we've already told you. Many times people confuse the idea of an interim step with a goal. Many people don't need to win the jackpot to do what they need to do in life. You've just been taught to think you need that. And therefore you're relegating your definition of abundance to something very narrow and actually shutting the doors through which other forms of abundance could come into your life to allow you to do what you need to do when you need to do it, which is the only definition of abundance we have. So by acting on your highest excitement and staying true to that path, anything that is truly relevant for you to experience, whatever the path of least resistance is, that will allow you to do what you need to do when you need to do it, will be the form in which the abundance presents itself. Sometimes that might be winning a jackpot, but sometimes it might just be walking down the street and overhearing someone say exactly what you needed to hear when you needed to hear it. That's a jackpot too. Loosen up your definitions of what you think abundance is, and you will see how abundant you actually always are. Does that help?
Yes. That was
jackpot.
That was my jackpot. Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Good day, Bashar.
I know you. Good day.
This perfectly touches on what they were just talking about.
Oh, all right. How synchronous of you.
Oh, wonderful. I recently was in a car.
Speak up.
I recently was in a car accident.
How exciting.
It really was, because...
Did it shift you to a new perspective of things?
Immediately.
Yes. That's why some of you do it that way. Because you're tired of dawdling along. I want to shift right now. All right.
You all are laughing, but it's, I mean, in moments before that, I had specifically asked, I kind of put it out there. I wasn't exactly happy with things.
Yes.
And I said, you know what I want? Do you know where it is? And that happened.
Yes.
And yeah, right before I could just be totally terrified about the fallout from that, like a consciousness came to me and was very reassuring.
Yes.
And it was great. And since then, I've wanted it to come back.
Why? It did its job.
Yes, and that's the thing I get from it. It was like, we had our time, I was reassuring to you,
Yes.
now we're done. But like, I want to feel like that again. So
Then feel like that again.
and
Didn't I just explain
yes,
that?
And I have kind of recalled that experience. It's just not as visceral. And I was wondering if there's
It
another way
doesn't
to
need
get that.
to be. It doesn't need to be as visceral.
Then why doesn't it feel as fulfilling?
Because of your definition that it's not as fulfilling if it doesn't feel the same way. It's your definition. It can feel absolutely fulfilling if you will change your definition of how you think it needs to feel. If you know you're in the appropriate state to do what you need to do, then you'll feel fulfilled. You'll feel excited about the state that you're in. If you question that it doesn't feel the same way, this can't be right, it doesn't feel the same way, well, then you're questioning it. So of course it's not going to feel as fulfilling because you're saying it has to be this or it's not correct. You're the one making the rules. You're the one defining the state as being not enough, not worthy, not what I want. But it is what you need. And you're not trusting that.
I trust that it is what I needed at that time. I guess I'm just wishing
at the time, but we're talking about the idea that now you can be in the state right now, even if it feels different, you have to know it's the correct state. That's what you're not trusting.
So trust that even though it's different, it's not necessarily
Of course it's going to be different because you're different and you don't need to feel it that way anymore. If you needed to feel it the same way, that would mean you'd be at the same place you were back then. Is that what you want?
No.
Thank you.
No. Okay, and then...
does that make sense now?
It does, and you kind of already...
All right.
One more.
Doesn't that excite you
it
to
does.
know
like,
that
I'm
you've
doing
actually
it right.
progressed and that it doesn't need to feel the same way?
Yeah, like I'm doing it better
All
now.
right.
Yeah. And then...
Yes.
The other one might... I don't know. Now I think they might be related.
Oh, maybe.
I actually counted the days, and it was exactly like maybe 10 days before that. Yes. I saw a UFO, and I just...
How did it look?
It looked... I don't think
what did it look like?
I don't think I actually saw it. I saw sort of like a vapor cloud in front of it. It almost looked like a kite sort of in the sky, and I realized it was like clouds rolling off.
All right. Well, what made you think it was anything other than a cloud?
Just the way it moved. It was just kind of hypnotic and just really peaceful, and then it sort of shifted. And I'm just wondering if you know like what it was, or if I was supposed to take anything from it. I do know what it was.
You were doing it. It wasn't a UFO. It was a projection of your own consciousness, reflecting back to you the peaceful state that is the state that works for you in life.
Oh, nice to know. Okay, thank you.
You were looking in a mirror. Do you understand?
Yeah.
A mirror of your own higher mind consciousness. You opened a window, a gateway, a doorway to represent an aspect of the reflection of your own higher mind to you in that way, and that's how it manifested in your reality.
Yeah, that makes sense. In the way, like, the two being kind of connected, yeah.
Yes.
That does make sense. Thank you.
Does that help you?
It does, thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I guess that now makes it an IFO.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
It's very exciting to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Bashar, the past couple of days in my travels to get here, there's been a series of events that were very challenging.
Oh, congratulations. You never want to lose the challenges in your life, or your life is over.
I had my own plans and my own schedules.
Oh, yes, plans and schedules. What do they say about that on your planet? You want to make God laugh? Make a plan.
So I've heard your videos on YouTube, the one about the person who had their car broken into, and
yes, the radio,
and the expectations of good outcomes.
Yes.
And so the series of events allowed me to practice that.
Oh, all right. Congratulations for creating a practice schedule for yourself.
So I was expecting good outcomes.
And you did get them, unless you identified or defined them as otherwise.
I did get them. My schedule ended up being very different, but even better than I had originally expected.
Congratulations. Because that's what happens when you release your need to have them happen in a certain way, is they often happen much better than you imagined.
So my question is,
yes,
by practicing this over and over,
Yes.
will I continue to have episodes like this?
Why wouldn't you? Can you answer that question? Why wouldn't you?
Because the benefit is in the experience.
Because the benefit comes from your definition. So the question is, why would you define anything that happens in any other way other than beneficial so that you can experience the beneficial effect from it?
Okay.
So it's your choice, isn't it?
Yes.
So why would you choose anything else? A lot of the answers to all of your questions really comes down to having no other choice but the positive one. There just isn't any other choice for you. Therefore, why would you experience anything other than what is relevant for the choice that you made? You can't. You cannot experience what you're not the vibration of. So if you're constantly choosing the positive state, it's not possible for you to have any kind of a negative experience, or have an experience, more precisely, that you perceive as unfolding in a negative way. Because the experience can look the same. Because everything is neutral. It doesn't have built-in meaning. It does double duty. If you define it negatively, you will get a negative effect. If you define the very same thing positively, you will get a positive effect. That's how it works. What you put out is what you get back. So why choose anything but what you prefer to define it as? Even if you don't know the details of how it's going to serve you in a positive way, you can still know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's going to serve you in a positive way, and therefore that's what you will experience, even if the experience is completely unexpected in form. It will still be positive because you said so. There is nothing in creation that will ever contradict you. You're the one who decides. You're the one who has been given the freedom to choose. And the universe says, I'll back you, whatever you say, because I support you unconditionally. Even to the degree that you choose to believe you are not unconditionally supported, I will support you in that belief too. That's how unconditionally supported you are. So the proof that you are supported unconditionally is that you're able to experience reality as if you're not supported unconditionally, because you're being supported in a negative belief that you're not supported. Therefore, if you're supported in the negative belief that you're not supported, why wouldn't you be supported in the belief that you are? Your choice. You get supported in what you believe to be true. It doesn't have a mind of its own. Make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Does this help?
Oh, absolutely.
Why, thank you.
So I have a question there.
Yes.
When something happens,
Yes.
and my thoughts begin to discriminate how I'm going to perceive that.
Yes.
I do have choices between positive thoughts and negative thoughts, or
Absolutely.
positive.
And remember that those positive thoughts and negative thoughts are generated by positive or negative belief systems. You have to have the belief first, or you can't have the feeling, and you can't have the thought, and you can't have the behavior. So if you have a behavior, if you have a thought, if you have a feeling, you can always trace the behavior, the thought, and the feeling back to a belief that's generating them. Because if you don't have a definition of something, you don't know what to think about it. You don't know how to feel about it. If I give you a word that you have no definition for and ask you how do you feel about it, you wouldn't have a clue because you have no definition. But once you have the definition, you go, now I know how to feel about that. Now I know what to think about that. Now I know how to behave about that idea because now you have a definition. So anytime you notice you may have a negative thought you don't prefer to have, use it as an opportunity to trace it back to what belief you must have that's generating that thought, and that will help you identify consciously the belief that may have been unconscious, and that's the whole point, because once you identify a belief that's negative, that's out of alignment with your true self, as soon as you identify it, will automatically appear to be nonsensical and illogical, and you'll drop it. If your behavior doesn't change after dropping it, then you haven't found the core belief. You've only found a secondary belief, and that's another thing that belief systems do. They'll surround themselves with secondary beliefs to make you think, yes, I found the belief and let it go. Now I'm okay. And you haven't. And you can notice that in your behavior, in the way you see things. Oh, I'm still reacting to this idea negatively. That means I haven't found the true fundamental core belief. Oh, you sneaky little tricky thing, you. You fooled me into thinking that secondary belief was you, and it wasn't. But now I found you out because you cannot escape the fact that physical reality is a mirror and will always reflect back to me what I truly believe. So if I'm having a negative experience in some way, that means you're still lurking around. I'm going to find you. And I'm going to tell you that you can relax, that your job is done. Well done. You played a good game, but now you can relax.